welcome to Teach Me Tuesdays. This is Stephanie from Garden Therapy, and I'm happy to be joining here on the Leisure Arts page. I was here just a month ago, and I did a Teach Me Tuesdays for my candle making book. We made beeswax candles from home candle making, and that was super fun. And thankfully, the wonderful people at Leisure Arts invited me to come back and do another Teach Me Tuesday session. So this time it's going to be from my home apothecary book, and we've got lots of, I'm seeing people come in. Hi, Deb. Hi, Courtney. You'll have to forgive me if I can't see your names properly, but if you have questions, then if I don't get to them now, Veronica is on the, she's monitoring the comments, and she's going to help us by answering questions that I can't answer now. And if I need to, I'll get back to them later, but I'll try to get to as many questions as I can. So welcome. So for my home apothecary book, which is all bath bombs and scrubs and lotion bars and all those great things that are perfect for gifts for the gift giving season. I absolutely loved making this book. It was so much fun. And one of my favorite recipes is what we're going to make today. The double chocolate mint lip balm. Yum. It's got all the aroma and feeling of having double chocolate mint, but without all the calories. So put it on your lips and keep it off your hips. Today we're going to make the lip balms, which are really easy to make, and you only use a few precious ingredients, which means you can use the best quality possible, put them into a lip balm, be able to really pamper your lips, and then you don't have to, worry about spending a whole bunch of money on really expensive ingredients, because you're saving the money by buying a $5 tube of natural lip balm and putting really high quality ingredients onto your lips. With the ingredients that you buy, you can make hundreds of these lip balms, which is amazing because they do make really good gifts. So you can always have them to give to friends. They make great favors for wedding seasons, for hostess gifts, or part of a little package. So you can make a bunch of the products in here and put them in a little gift basket, which would make great hostess gifts and holiday gifts for the coming, did I say that? Did I say holiday? Okay, forgive me for saying holiday. It's just fall, so we're just going to enjoy making gifts for the sake of making gifts. Hi, Becky. Hi. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. I appreciate you coming today. This is going to be really fun. So, you know what? I'm just going to go over my workstation and show you some of the materials you need. The projects in this book are really simple. There's two methods of making them. There's melt and pour, or measure and mix. So the measure and mix is for making bath salts and things like that, where you really measure the ingredients, mix them together. And with the melt and pour is you measure the ingredients again, you weigh them, put them in a double boiler like I have set up here, melt the ingredients together and pour them in a container. So really it couldn't be any simpler. If you can make soup, you can make your own lip balm. So don't be afraid if you've never tried it before. It's super easy, and this recipe is very decadent. So I'm just going to actually turn my double boiler on here so I get it melting. And all I've done is made a double boiler out of a pot, and then here is a little Turkish coffee pot. So I like these because they've got a pour spout. This is a nice size for making, just a few lip balms, but you can get much bigger ones. But it's got a pour spout and a long handle. So when I put it into the double boiler, I can easily access it, and I don't have to wear gloves or watch out for my hands or anything like that. So the Turkish coffee pots are essential when I'm making natural beauty products. So a simple pot with a little bit of water, and then put it on medium-high and gently melt the ingredients together. The other thing is to have a kitchen scale. So just a typical kitchen scale will do. It doesn't have to be fancy. This one I think costs $10, and it's so that you can weigh all of the ingredients. In the first part of the book where you're measuring and mixing, you can just play with the amount of ingredients that you add. But when you're making the solid lotion bars, the massage bars, and things like lip balm, you want to follow the recipe exactly. And the reason why you weigh the ingredients rather than measuring them with spoons or cups or something like that is because they can come in many different forms. So for example, beeswax could come in a block, or it could come in pastilles. And if it comes in pastilles, then it's going to take up a lot. If you're doing a half teaspoon, it's going to do a lot less of that volume than it would in a block. And so you really want to make sure you weigh it to ensure that you've got the consistency. It's very important to consider having that proper weights for each of the ingredients, because if you have too little beeswax and too much oil, then your lip balm could be a little bit too not solid enough, too liquidy, maybe it won't set properly. And then the opposite can happen. If you add too much beeswax, it could be too waxy and not go on your lips properly. So it's a really good idea to weigh everything. And all of the weights are listed in the book. So I follow along the recipe. Whenever I'm making any of my recipes, I have a notebook. I write them all down. If I make it a little change or I'm testing recipes, then I write the whole thing down. Then I follow it again a number of times until I get it to the point where I know that it's foolproof. So that's why I always keep the book with me, and I always follow along with the recipes. So the ingredients, the other thing is I've got one more thing here. So I've got just my kitchen utensils. So really it's just the double boiler, the scale, a couple of utensils, and then this is alcohol. So I make sure whenever I'm doing any products that are going to be natural beauty or that you're going to give away as a gift, even for all my home products, that I spray everything down with alcohol and make sure the entire work station is clean, all my tools are clean, everything I'm using is really clean, so I'm not introducing any bacteria, yeast, or fungi, anything like that into the product. So I want to make sure that it's all very clean. These products don't need preservatives because you're not making a water-based product. You're only melting together oils and wax. So they will last as long as the expiry dates on the package. So if you have, for example, here's some of my ingredients. You just find the expiry dates on the different ingredients, and then that will be the expiry date of your final product. You don't need to add a preservative because all of these ingredients are shelf stable as long as you're not changing the properties of them by overheating them or adding anything like water. So this lip balm is made with coconut oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil, cocoa butter, and beeswax. So it's just those few ingredients that you need to make any basic lip balm. You can use then these ingredients. So we're going to make double chocolate mint today. You can use these ingredients to make different flavors if you prefer. But these, just checking on that for a second. So yeah, these, I'm just checking the comments too. Does anybody have a question? I need this for Christmas gifts. Yes, you do, Lindsay. Awesome. She said Christmas, not me. So, yes, so we've got basic ingredients to make any lip balm, which you can customize, but today we're going to make it double chocolate mint. The double chocolate comes from adding cocoa powder, which will add a little bit of color. So it's going to add a hint of color, but not too much. And mint essential oil. This is peppermint. So it gives it that really luxurious, decadent chocolate mint with a little bit of tingle. I love this lip balm. It's my favorite, my absolute favorite. It makes a great gift. All right. So all I will do is I've already pre-weighed my ingredients, because when I did the candles last time, we had to keep waiting for my wax to melt so that I could pour the candles. So this time I pre-weighed them all out, but I'll just read the amount so you can see it's really not a ton that you need to make these. And of course it's available in the book, right? So if you grab a copy of Home Apothecary, then you'll have all the recipes available as well. So it's 8 grams of coconut oil, 8 grams of grapeseed oil, 6 grams of castor oil, 6 grams of beeswax, 4 grams of cocoa butter, a half teaspoon of organic cocoa powder, and 10 drops of peppermint essential oil. So, and I said organic cocoa powder on here, but you know what? You want to try to get the freshest, best quality ingredients that you can get for whenever you're making skincare, especially when you're making something this small. It's not going to take up a ton of ingredients. So it's a really good idea to get the best quality that you can. I mean, it's going on your body, and what goes on our body goes into our bodies. So it's really important to make sure we're putting the best quality ingredients in our bodies or on our bodies. All right. So you just weigh out all of these ingredients. I'm going to put them away. Consider that they are weighed into a little Turkish coffee pot here. And do you guys all know how to weigh things using a scale? I'm just going to give you a tip when you're following a skincare recipe. So first things first is you want to zero off your container. I'm going to take this off and put this one here. So this is just a little side container. You zero it off and then measure the first ingredient in here. Once you've got your ingredient in here, pour it into your container that you're going to be melting. Because if you put in too much of one of the ingredients, say you went a little heavy on the castor oil, well, you can just pour that back into the bottle if you've put it into a separate container. But if you've got them all mixing together here, then it's going to be a little bit hard to pour off any excess. So that's why I use a kitchen scale. So zero it, add your ingredients, and then measure them one by one. I follow the list from top to bottom to make sure I got them all. If I'm doing a recipe that I'm testing and it's got a lot of ingredients, I put a little check mark beside them. Again, it's just making sure you're following that recipe. Don't trust your memory. Don't trust, this to do the math for you. Say you've got 8 grams of one ingredient and then you have to add 8 grams of the next. So it goes up to 16. Don't trust your memory. Just zero it out and do it again. I think that really helps. So, all right. We've got our ingredients melted. Now we're just going to do, you'll have to forgive me, my tabletop is a little bit small, so I have to get some extra space. So I'm just going to take this off, and now I'm going to add in the cocoa powder. So I've measured, what did I say, half teaspoon of cocoa powder. Now this doesn't blend perfectly. I've just got, this is like a milk frother, and I just use it as a little whisk because it's just like the perfect. You could even put the battery in here and froth it up a little bit because it's not going to turn into, it's not going to emulsify. But it's turning a really, really dark chocolatey color just from adding that in. So I've mixed that in quite well. And then I'm going to add 10 drops of essential oils. That's 10. Actually, I think that was 11. One extra one got in there. Whoops. That's okay. I think it was a half drop. All right. So we've got our essential oils and we've got our cocoa in there. Now we're going to prepare the tubes. So lip balm tubes are this is probably the most difficult thing to find out of everything else. Most of the materials you can get in your, in your kitchen. You've already got them. And all the ingredients you can get in a grocery store. This lip balm tubes are usually, you buy them from specialty retailers. I buy them off of Etsy sometimes, or I buy them in my local soap supply store. So I just take off all the tops. I'll set those aside. And then I make sure that the little screw is down all the way to the bottom, right? Because just in case for some reason they've been moved up to the top, you want to make sure you get as much lip balm as possible in there. Now, these plastic tubes, they're wonderful for lip balm, but I do have mixed feelings about them because I don't like to use plastics. And I really like these paper ones, but I'm having a hard time finding ones that are smaller than this. This is quite large for lip balm. I think it just would be a little bit excessive. And I'm having a hard time finding ones that are not like $2 or $3 a piece, which is also really expensive. So if I find them, I'll definitely add links to that because this is one of the things that I'm searching for is paper. The other thing you can use is metal pots. So these little metal pots make great lip balm as well. Or they've got, you can get metal pots like this that sort of slide open like a mint tin. Those are really cute. And I like using these too, but there is a drawback. So the metal is great and you can wash and reuse them. But every time you're putting your finger in to apply it to your lips, then you're introducing bacteria. So I think you would need to use, these are great. I always use these for skincare. If you ever go to an ice cream shop and taste ice cream, these little ice cream tasting spoons, I collect them all. I put them in my pocket. I wash them, keep them sterile, spray them with alcohol, and then you can use those to scoop out a little bit of your salves or your balms or anything that you've got in a container like this. So good for face cream and things as well, so you're not introducing bacteria. But we're going to use these plastic tubes today. And so I've got my, I'm just going to give it another stir because I've got everything melted together and I want to make sure that that cocoa powder really gets integrated into it all. And then I'm going to try to keep a really steady hand and pour the lip balm. So if you spill a little bit, it's okay. Don't worry. You can clean it up afterwards. And I don't fill them up all the way to the top. On the first go, I fill them up halfway because that little screw that's in the middle that allows you to push the lip balm up through the tube, it can create a little hole or a pocket. So I want a nice flat top on them. So I'm going to put this back on the heat and I'm going to let those set. And while they set, when this heats up a little bit, I'm just going to top them up. And you see they're setting really quickly. Well, you probably can't see. You probably can't see them because we're quite a little bit far away here. But I figured I didn't have a system where I could show you in 2 cameras. But in the book, the pictures, it's got full pictures of each one of the steps and how to make it. So you can really see it up close if you have any questions about how it's done. But again, it's pretty simple. So hopefully you'll be able to replicate this really easily at home. So these are already setting and they're kind of dipping into the center and they're giving that hole. So if you've ever seen lip balm or homemade lip balm and it's got that hole in the center, it's not a problem. It's just if you're making it for gifts, it just looks prettier if you've got a nice smooth top. So I fill them up halfway, let it set a little bit, warm up the rest of my lip balm liquid, and now I'm going to pour. This is where it gets really tricky because I've got to keep a steady hand and talk on video and make a little concave. So you don't want it to be convex. You want it to be like a little bubble on top because it will shrink down a bit. So I wish you could see this up close, but each one has got almost like a little mushroom where it's bubbling over the top. So I haven't spilled, I dribbled one, but the rest of them, the bubble is staying there. So as that stays smooth, you'll see I'm going to bring the picture close. You'll see what the top of the lip balm looks like there. Great, so I'm just going to let those set and then I can add caps to them, make up some labels. I've actually got the labels that I used in this book. I've got a PDF of it. So if you want that, I'll leave a link where you can get that in the comments, or I'll get Veronica to leave the link there for everybody so that you can download the free printable. If you get a copy of the book, then it'll be great because you'll have the exact label that I used for the book on there. So in a PDF form. So I have a few moments if anybody has any questions. Here's the book. Oh, Leisure Art says here's where you can find the book. Dawn, I think, has sent. I've never made lip balm before. Well, Dawn, I just made it in a few minutes. So you see it's really easy and I really hope you'll give it a try because, you know, I do this in live workshops with, you know, where we're not on camera and the people are there and you can smell everything and you can feel it. And it's just, it's so different. I know when I made these, I sent them off to Leisure Arts at the end of writing the book. And when they opened the box, they said, I can't believe how good everything smells. Like the box, just this aroma of everything popped out of the box and they tried the products and you know, tested them. And there's only so much we can do in photo and on video, but when you actually try them, they're absolutely amazing recipes and I know you'll love them. So I hope that you'll give them a try. Yes, Lindsay, it is easy. Absolutely. And like totally worth it. I mean, it took me just a few minutes to make lip balm and the benefits are huge. So if there's no more questions, then I'll just say, I'll come back and I'll answer the questions a little bit later because I know I could see them going, but I missed them while I was doing this. Let me turn this off because it's bubbling like crazy. There we go. Okay, my off button isn't working. Make sure I don't want to cook my oils, right? Remember. But I've got on my website, I've got a 5-day natural skincare mini course. It's totally free. It comes to you by email. So if you've ever thought about making your own skincare products, you're crafters, you certainly can. If you do it and you still want some tips on how to make some small changes that'll make a really big difference, it's simple, easy changes that come to your email inbox, and I'll leave the information so that you can sign up for that. Or you can just, if you want to go now, you don't want to wait for the information, go to gardentherapy.ca. That's my website. I'm in Canada, so I may have said something with an accent today and you were laughing at me, but I'm in Canada, so hello to all my Canadian friends. So gardentherapy.ca, and on the main homepage, there's a sign-up form for the 5-day natural skincare mini course. And so people have been just raving about it because it's lots of really easy changes you can make to your skincare routine to change it from putting detergents and lab-made products on your body, and instead using the things that nature has provided. So I hope that you'll join me for that. And I hope to be back for Teach Me Tuesday again sometime and make something else fun. It's been such a great thing working with Leisure Arts. I think it's probably the most creative community that I've been a part of. And as a gardener and somebody who loves to use plants, it's really nice to also be part of this crafting community. So thank you, everyone. So Becky says, I've got to get these books. Yes, you do, Becky. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you coming today, and I hope to see you over at Garden Therapy sometime soon. Bye.